Tonight we're making biscuits and vegetable beef soup. It is snowing here. It's March 5th and we have so much snow. We got like 6 inches of snow throughout the day. Most of it's melted off though, but it's still snowing all day. Okay, so first for the biscuits, we're going to start with 4 cups of flour into a large mixing bowl. And then we're just going to add 2 cubes of butter or margarine. And these are cold. And then we're going to add, we need to start with we have 1.5 cups of milk. We need to start with this because this takes a minute to settle. And apple cider vinegar. Give that a shake so you get all that good stuff settles down at the bottom. Very health beneficial. 1.5 teaspoons to 1.5 cups of milk. Yep, and we're going to have to give that a little mix here. And we need to go dry off our teaspoon so we can reuse this. So after you get your apple cider vinegar stirred into your milk, just set that to the back because just need to let that sour a little bit. And then we're going to be needing 5 teaspoons of baking powder. And I know that seems like a lot. And the reason that you do 5 teaspoons, even if it's 6 teaspoons, is because most of these older recipes were written so that you could use the same teaspoon measurement for your whole recipe. 3, 4. You wouldn't have to keep dirtying up your teaspoons and your tablespoons when you can just use your teaspoon for the whole recipe. So we got 5 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt. And just sprinkle those across the top as we go so that it helps to incorporate that better. Okay, and then you can use a butter cutter, but this meat masher works so much better and it doesn't get all over your hand. This is the most amazing tool for this. I'm not even kidding you. Works really good for meat too, but it sure works even better for this. And just keep on chopping that down until this is about pea-sized. Once you get that all broken down, hopefully your milk is ready by now. Let's see if it looks a little bit thick and... Oh, it's starting to do its thing. It needs another minute or 2 though. If you don't let it go long enough, it's not going to give us that tart sweetness that we need. All right. Let's get our oven started to 425. Make sure there's nothing in there before you start. That's pretty dang hot. We'll put stuff away while we wait for our milk to curdle. All right, now that we've let the milk sour, but it's kind of bubbly on top. Hey, it's just... it smells just like buttermilk. Okay, we're just going to drizzle this in little increments across the top. Mix that in. And drizzle a little bit more. Mix that in. And drizzle a little bit more. Mix that in. If you do it all at once, it's much harder to mix it up. But you can do it all at once. It's not going to hurt nothing. It's just going to be harder to get it to the right consistency when you mix it. Okay. And this side over here is still pretty dry. Well, add the rest of that right over there. Then mix that in. And I'm just using the back of the spoon to push down and through. and then turn in the bowl about 2 inches at a time. Easy, easy. You're going to get sticky, so don't worry about it. You're going to get some wax paper. Line the countertop with it. Just about like so. And then we're just going to carefully transfer this onto the wax paper. And then you're just going to work it by pressing it down. Just like that. And you're going to have a lot of sticky spots from the butter and the milk at this point. Since my wax paper overlaps this way, we're going to start by folding this way so it doesn't pull the paper up. And just keep folding it in half, pushing it together, folding it in half, and pushing it down. Now, fold it in half. Push it down. It really helps if you flour your hands before you do this. I forgot to, and I already put my flour away, so no going back now. Try to get the majority of that onto one sheet here. There we go. And then just fold it. It's kind of a roll, more than a fold, isn't it? You want to do this probably 5 or 6 times once you get it combined. This is what gives it all those really yummy layers. About like that. We'll probably do this one more time, and then we're going to end with it into a rectangle shape, which will help roll it out. Just like that. Ooh, it's so messy. Just like that. And now we're going to fold from the side here, and we're going to try to shape it into a rectangle as we press it, so that it's already the right shape. There we go. Oh, that's such a mess. Okay, so now take this other piece of wax paper here. You need to put that right on top, and I'm going to wash my hands before I start. Okay, and then after you get your hands cleaned up, we're just going to press it down, and then just start from the center and work your way down. Just don't want it to pop out of the sides of your wax paper. Pretty simple. I'm going to take this top layer off. We are done with this, nice and slowly. You can use a butter cutter or a biscuit cutter for this, but if you use a glass, one that's convex like this, the air pressure will help pop it back out, and it's a lot easier than using that biscuit cutter. You'll hear the air try to escape after it gets down there, and it just shoves it right back out. My kitchen's getting awfully hot with the oven going at 425. It's starting to melt the butter in my biscuits already. Then set that over here. And then just plop those right onto your... It does not need to be a greased cookie sheet, because there's so much butter in these, they won't stick. And you just want them just a tiny bit apart so they're not touching. If you get one that's got a little bit of a thin edge like this one does, just scooch it back in. It'll thicken that edge right back up. And if your biscuits are not sticky right now, that means you got too much flour in it. Okay, we got room for 2 more, but I think if we scoot these all down, ooh, we're getting pretty hot close to that oven vent too. Scoot these all down. We could fit a couple more. Super sticky. Alright, now, this time here, we're just going to fold this over the top. Kind of spread it out with our hands, mostly to the right consistency. Okay, that made 18 biscuits so far. probably enough for 19, but we don't have room on our cookie sheet. And we're not going to spend 18 minutes cooking one single biscuit. Okay, and then we're going to bake these at 425 for 15 minutes. So we'll see you in 15 minutes. We're going to be making vegetable beef soup. We've already got the biscuits in the oven. So we have 1 pound of ground beef here. We're just going to put this in the saucepan that you're going to cook your soup in. And just add a little bit of water, about 1/4 cup. This will allow you to cook your meat in your saucepan without it burning to the bottom. And we're just going to cook that on high. We're going to add in 1 cup of diced onions. This is 1 really large onion, or 2 small onions. It'd be about 1 cup too. And 1 cup of diced celery. And the celery, we're putting that in some water right here till it starts to root. And apparently celery makes a good house plant all year long. You could just pick off the outside pieces and eat it as it grows. So we're going to try that. Just cut it off just like that. Leave the root attached at the bottom. Put that in the kitchen window and see what happens. Kind of a fun little experiment. We're just going to cook this until the meat is completely browned and the vegetables are tender. And then while you're cooking this meat, you want to not chop it up too fine. If you chop it up too fine, then you won't get those big meaty pieces in your soup, and it'll just taste like mush instead of chunks. So you want that meat to be pretty chunky. So if you've got this on high heat, almost all of your liquid is going to evaporate off. You just want to keep it on high until your pan is dry. And you shouldn't have to drain it. If you still got too much grease in the bottom, then just keep it on high for a few more minutes. It's evaporating off quick, quick, quick. And this was not low-fat hamburger. That's just regular hamburger. We're making vegetable beef soup and biscuits, which are almost ready.
Can I help?
Ooh, here comes the biscuits.
This smells yummy, guys.
Well, we haven't even started. Yeah, you know what you're smelling?
What?
You're smelling those biscuits cooking, honey.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not the soup. That's the biscuits cooking.
no, that's the soup.
Oh, well, it doesn't have any flavors in there yet.
Well, it smells good.
Well, our oven's just about ready to go off. All right. Turn that off. Okay, now I'm going to open this. Stand back because I don't want you to get burned. It is very hot. Ooh. Yes. I think we still need another few minutes. They're still just not really browned enough. If you tap them on the top, you can tell if they're done because they'll be hollow. Yeah, let's do another 2 minutes. I like crispy biscuits. But you want to get down to where you got just about that much liquid in the bottom. All soups have to have a little bit of fat to the base or they won't taste good. Like, see how it's very small that is? Hardly any liquid in there.
Yeah.
That's about right. If you cook it any more than that, you're going to start sticking to the bottom, which is still fine. It'll come right off once we add the water and start boiling it. Yeah. What we're going to do now is have Caloba. Help me.
Hi.
Okay, we're going to be adding in 8 cups of water. Don't touch the edge, baby. It's hot, hot, hot. Okay, there's the 4. We're just going to keep that on high. Now, see those potatoes right there? What I want you to do is get it really close to the water before you dump it. No, you're about to splash boiling liquid everywhere. You need to get it really super duper close. Right to here. Really close. And then dump it out. See? Then it won't splash you with boiling water. Okay, now we need 4 more cups of water. Just be real careful. Don't touch the edge. Very good. Now we're just going to bring this back up to a boil. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of pepper. Put that back. And 1.5 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. And then we're going to need 1.5 teaspoons of garlic, minced garlic, or granulated garlic. And then we're going to need 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce.
1, 2.
Secret ingredient, huh?
Yes.
Actually, no, the very last ingredient in this recipe is the secret ingredient. And we're going to need... Oh, Clobug, can you get the vegetables out of the freezer? It's mixed vegetables. Okay, and then we're going to add 8 teaspoons, which is... Oh, let's see. That's 3 teaspoons. Mix that together. I think we're going to be using the rest of this. 3. Oh, yeah. We're going to be using the rest of this. We're going to want almost 3 tablespoons. It's going to be 8 teaspoons of bouillon. Beef bouillon paste. You could use the powdered stuff if you'd like to, too. This has a much, much better flavor. Okay, I'm just going to get a little bit of this liquid into my jar here.
Okay.
We're going to give it a shake because there's about a tablespoon in there that I just can't get to. Well, we're going to put the lid on it. Then we're going to give it a shake. Do you want to try to shake it, Clobug?
Sure. Can you get the vegetables?
Okay, but don't drop it because it's glass.
I know it's glass.
Okay, shake away.
Pretty good.
You think you shook it really good?
I think so.
Okay, and then we got
check?
1 14-ounce package of frozen vegetables that we're going to be adding in here. And we vacuum packed these in the package so we can reuse our vacuum bag. We just cut some slits in the top so that it could get the air out of it when it sealed it up. All right, and now we have a bag ready to be reused after we rinse it, of course, because this coloring on the outside of your packages can actually come off on the inside of these. So make sure you wash that out if you're going to reuse it. It's like a vegetable pancake. It is a vegetable. It is. Look at that. It's got corn, carrots, peas, and green beans. A 14-ounce package. I'm going to bring this up to a boil. You want to mix that bouillon in there a little bit before you do. Bring this up to a boil, and we're going to simmer this for about 8 to 10 minutes until those potatoes are tender. Yeah, and then we'll be adding 1 more secret ingredient. Okay, we'll see you in 8 to 10 minutes. All right, we cooked these biscuits for 19 minutes, and then we left them in the oven on accident for a minute longer. They're so pretty golden brown, and you can tell when they're done because they'll be kind of hollow. Look at all those flaky layers. All right. Let me pop one open so you guys can see. It's still really hot. Look at how perfect. Yum, huh? After you've boiled this long enough that your potatoes easily break with the spatula when you put them up against the side of the pan. You want them to break easily. Then we're ready for the last secret ingredient. I'll go ahead and turn this off. And tomato ketchup. Yeah, this has got the sweety, salty tomato base. And we're just going to add a 1/2 cup. definitely let this cool a little bit before you try serving this to your family. That is hot, hot, hot. Oh, there we go. That is perfect. All right, let's get some bowls served up here.
Then, go up and eat. Go up and eat. Go up and
You mean bon appetit?
Yeah. Oh, Piper, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yay. Just want 2 scoops of vegetables and then finish that off with some of the broth from the top.
She wants me to touch it.
There we go. There you go.
Go up and eat.
Bon appetit. Okay, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.